Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about something we all struggle with. Motivation. You know that feeling, right? You have this big, amazing goal. You're going to write a novel, get in the best shape of your life, start that business. You're fired up for a day, maybe a week, and then it just fizzles out. The alarm goes off. It's dark and cold, and the gym feels a million miles away. The blank page is staring at you, and suddenly, checking your email seems way more important. You tell yourself, I'm just not motivated today. I'll wait until I feel like it. But what if I told you that waiting for motivation is the very thing holding you back? What if the secret isn't about feeling ready, but about doing it anyway? That's what we're diving into today. The raw, game-changing power of discipline over motivation. And I'm going to share a story with you that completely shifted my perspective on this. So stick with me, because this could be the story that helps you take that first, crucial step toward a life you truly control. Let me introduce you to a guy named Alex. Alex was the king of starting things. He had a bookshelf full of half-read books, a closet with a barely used guitar, and a hard drive full of unfinished projects. He was perpetually waiting for that spark, that lightning bolt of inspiration to strike. He'd watch motivational videos, listen to podcasts, and get hyped up, convinced that this time would be different. But the cycle always repeated. A burst of energy, followed by a slow decline into inaction, and then the crushing weight of guilt and disappointment. He felt like a failure, trapped in a loop he couldn't break. He believed something was wrong with him. Why couldn't he just stay motivated, like all those successful people he saw online? One rainy Tuesday afternoon, feeling particularly low, Alex was scrolling aimlessly when he stumbled upon an interview with an old, retired marathon runner. The interviewer asked him the classic question, how do you stay so motivated to run every single day for over 40 years? Alex leaned in, expecting to hear some profound secret, some magic pill for eternal motivation. But the old man just chuckled. He said, motivated? Son, I'm probably only motivated to run about 10% of the time. For the other 90%, I'm just disciplined. He explained that on most days, he didn't want to run. His bed was warm, his bones ached, it was raining, it was too hot, he was tired, he had a million excuses, just like everyone else. But he had made a promise to himself decades ago. The promise wasn't to run when I feel like it. The promise was simply to put on my shoes and go. That one sentence hit Alex like a ton of bricks. Put on your shoes and go. It was so simple, yet so profound. The old man wasn't a superhero with endless willpower. He was just a guy who had decided that his commitment was more important than his mood. His action wasn't dependent on his feelings. It was based on a decision he had made once, and then honored every single day. He had built a system, a habit. He had built discipline. This was a complete paradigm shift for Alex. He had been focusing on the wrong thing all along. He was chasing a feeling motivation which is fleeting and unreliable. The real secret was building a system disciplining which is sturdy and dependable. He realized that discipline isn't about punishment or forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's actually a form of it's about honoring the promises you make to your future self. So, Alex decided to try an experiment. He wanted to learn to code, a goal that had been gathering dust for years. But this time, he wouldn't wait for inspiration. He made a new tiny, almost laughably small rule for himself. Every day, I will open my laptop and write one line of code. Just one. That was it. No pressure to build a whole app. No need to study for hours. Just open the laptop, write one line, and he could close it. The first few days were surprisingly hard. His brain screamed, what's the point? One line of code is nothing. He still didn't feel like it. But he had the old runner-esque voice in his head. Put on your shoes and go. For Alex, it was open your laptop and write in dell'italiano. One line, day after day. And then something amazing started to happen. On day 5, after writing his one line, he thought, well, I'm already here. Maybe I'll just do one more 10, one more A. Soon, he was writing for 10 minutes. Then 20, 10, an hour. The act of starting, no matter how small, created its own momentum. He headed backwards all along. He thought motivation was the spark that led to action, but he discovered that action is the spark that creates motivation. By stripping the goal down to its smallest possible component, he had removed the friction. The task of writing one line of code was so known intimidating that his brain couldn't find a good reason to resist it. He wasn't relying on feeling good. He was relying on a system. A very simple but very powerful system. Weeks turned into months. Alex's one-line-a-day habit had blossomed. He was now coding for an hour or two every evening. Not because he had to, but because he genuinely enjoyed it. He was making progress, solving problems, and seeing his project come to life. The feeling of accomplishment he got from being consistent was far more satisfying and sustainable than any fleeting burst of motivation he'd ever felt. He had finally broken the cycle. He applied this same principle to other areas of his life. For fitness, his rule was put on my gym clothes. That's it. Some days, that's all he did. But most days, once the clothes were on, heading to the gym felt like the next logical step. For reading, his rule was read one page. Most nights, one page turned into a whole chapter. Alex's life didn't transform overnight in a blaze of glory. It changed slowly, almost imperceptibly. One tiny, disciplined action at a time. He learned that discipline isn't about being a robot without feelings. It's about acknowledging your feelings. I'm tired. I'm not in the mood. And then gently telling them, I hear you, but the system says it's time to put my shoes on. It's about being the pilot of your life, not just a passenger being tossed around by the unpredictable weather of your emotions. The old marathon runner didn't become great because he loved every single run. He became great because he ran even when he hated it. Alex didn't learn to code because he was struck by genius. He learned because he showed up when it was boring and difficult. They both understood the fundamental truth. Motivation is a fair weather friend, but discipline is the companion that will walk with you through the storm. So, I want to ask you, what is your one line of code? What is your put on your shoes? Think about that big goal you have. Now, break it down to its smallest, most ridiculous, easy to accomplish first step. Is it writing one sentence? Doing one push-up? Meditating for 1 minute? Make that your non-negotiable rule. Don't wait to feel like it. Stop chasing the ghost of motivation. Instead, build a system. Make a promise to your future self, and honor it with one small, disciplined action today. That's how you start. That's how you build momentum. And that's how you eventually become the person you've always wanted to be. The journey isn't about waiting for the perfect day to start. It's about starting imperfectly, right now, and showing up again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this story gives you a little push to get started. If it resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building a better life. Let me know in the comments what your one small step is going to be. I'd love to hear it. See you in the next one.